place in the semi-finals of the Issa da Costa Cup. The loser could be left looking over their shoulder as Clarendon College and Christiana chase. That's Stets versus Dintil Technical in a da Costa Cup quarter-final showdown. Live from St. Elizabeth Technical High School, Saturday, December 13, with kickoff at 3 p.m. Only on CVM TV, CVM Television Jamaica on YouTube, and CVMtv.com.
We in this together. You are not alone.
The time by Sagicor is
7 p.m.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, Matthew Samuda elected president of UN Environment Assembly. Fire brigade stretched thin after Hurricane Melissa. 2 deaths and rising infections spark health concern in Westmoreland. In the business report, accelerating resilient infrastructure with Cygnus Capital. And in sports, Eltham marches into Manning Cup semis in CVM's feature match. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Friday, December 12, 2025. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Curlin Brown. Jamaica has scored a major diplomatic win on the global stage. Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change, Matthew Samuda, has been elected president of the United Nations Environment Assembly, the world's top decision-making body on environmental issues. Now, the announcement came Friday morning in Nairobi, where Minister Samuda is leading Jamaica's delegation to the UNEA 7. He was elected under the stewardship of the outgoing president. The Assembly brings together all 193 UN member states.
The critical role of UNEA as the global decision-making body for matters related to the environment should not be lost on any of us. This is a platform that engenders collaboration, coordination, and partnership between and among governments and major groups. It is for that reason I extend gratitude also to Ms. Inga Anderson and the Secretariat, and indeed every member of the UNEP team for the daily commitment to environmental protection and restoration. Colleagues, I am deeply honored and profoundly grateful for the trust you have placed in me by electing me President for the United Nations Environment Assembly 8th meeting. I extend my heartfelt thanks to each member state for this vote of confidence, and I accept this responsibility with humility, determination, and a clear sense of purpose.
Back home, there's an urgent call for vigilance in Westmoreland as health officials report a rise in diseases and illnesses since Hurricane Melissa. CVM News has confirmed 1 death from leptospirosis and another linked to tetanus. Amoy Harriet tells us more.
A Westmoreland family is now mourning the sudden death of a 23-year-old man who health officials say fell victim to leptospirosis in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
Young full of life, do not take these warnings lightly.
The warnings medical officer of health for Westmoreland, Dr. Marcia Graham, is referring to are reports of an increase in the number of illnesses and diseases being recorded in the parish since Melissa. Speaking at the first meeting of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation since the hurricane, Dr. Graham said aside from leptospirosis, diseases like dengue, flu, typhoid, scalp disease and tetanus remain major issues.
Lockjaw, Jamaican people call it. If you get a cut, you might have the ability to clean it nicely at home, but if tetanus gets in that wound, you can end up dead, and we have had one death in the parish since the storm. For tetanus, we have the vaccine for it, and it's readily available at your health center.
Meanwhile, Dr. Graham says the health department has ramped up fogging efforts to address the current mosquito outbreak in the parish. But even then,
we know that the mosquito population has many more breeding sites. Persons are storing water, so safe storage of water is still a key message, and we are asking you to search and destroy mosquito breeding sites as much as you can. We have seen an uptick in the number of suspected dengue fever, and we have had a couple confirmed cases since the storm.
she's urging residents to be vigilant, especially when around animals, visiting rivers or ponds, and when cleaning heavy vegetated areas. Dr. Graham is also advising against the use of contaminated water.
So many persons might have gotten a bruise here, a scrape there. You jump into the river, you jump into the stream. It's contaminated with feces from animals that have leptospirosis, and the next thing you know, you're sick, your eyes are turning yellow, you're having fever, your kidney shutting down, your liver is failing. We don't want that.
Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
Now, families and businesses across the country are actively picking up the pieces as the nation continues rebuilding efforts. Emergency responders at the same time remain on duty, their work becoming even more demanding. Firefighters, for example, are battling not only an increase in fire calls, but in their own personal losses. Akeem Orit reports.
Firefighters across the island are doing more than just responding to emergencies. Many are dealing with the harsh reality that their own homes were not spared by Hurricane Melissa. Commissioner of the Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, says nearly 400 of them are left without a home.
So we have done the assessment, and in relation to the numbers that have been affected, we are seeing a total of just over 309. But on a divisional basis, I think for Chilani we have about 22 persons who have been so impacted. So we have about 1931 in terms of firefighting force, but we also have another 230 non-uniform staff members. They also have been impacted. So it's not just us who are in uniform who have been impacted. And just you come to work, but you don't have a home to go home to.
As the responders continue to show up, Beckford notes the brigade has already implemented support systems to help those affected.
We are exploring several initiatives in terms of how we can offer some assistance, whether it is to rebuild, to re-roof, or to carry out rehabilitation repair to their damaged house. We have initiate a program to identify those who are in greatest need, because those 309 have been impacted. The degree of impact varies, and you may have two persons who may have lost their home, but one person may have a young child. So if you have two persons who have lost their home, the person with a young child will get priority.
Still, while the brigade is offering support, it is also receiving much needed assistance from its parent Ministry of Local Government. But Commissioner Beckford stresses that more help is urgently needed to get firefighters back on their feet.
A whole lot more help is needed. 209 persons is a lot. And while we are not committing to building back everybody's house or maybe be able to assist everybody who has been impacted, we're also hoping that through the channel that is open in government, that some assistance will come through that.
For now, the brigade presses on, serving the nation while rebuilding from within, hoping that help will meet them with the same urgency they bring to every call. I am Akeem Orit for CVM News.
In the meantime, as recovery and relief efforts continue in the western parishes, the Office of the Children's Advocate is reminding the public children remain among the most vulnerable during times of crisis. The office is imploring citizens to prioritize dignity, safety and respect when offering aid or interacting with children in shelter and relief areas. Omari Wilson reports.
Volunteers and content creators on how to support children without compromising their rights or privacy. This comes as relief and recovery operations continue in communities affected by Melissa.
With the passage of Hurricane Melissa, it has thrown Jamaica into clearly an emergency kind of response mode. And many persons mean well, many persons are doing good, many persons are on the ground. But as the Commission of Parliament that always has at the forefront the rights of children and the best way to do things in all circumstances, we thought that it was important to issue some very important reminders. And so that is why this campaign has centered around the rights that children continue to have, even in emergency settings, the focus on privacy and dignity, because of course there is stigma that follows children throughout their lifespan, and also just the importance that child safeguarding principles are at the forefront of anyone's mind who is interacting with them on the ground.
Children's advocate Diane Gordon Harrison explains that while individuals and groups mean well, capturing images of children while helping them is not recommended.
If children are appearing to be particularly distressed and particularly forlorn, then the dignity that would be accorded to adults, or should be, I should say, accorded to adults, because we have noted as well that sometimes some very distressing images are portrayed of people being very desperate and, grabbing for food and so on, which really diminishes dignity. We think that the same approach needs to be taken in relation to children.
Speaking on CVM's News at noon on Friday, she noted that portraying young children in their worst state may hurt them in the future.
So where we have children looking particularly distressed, haggard, hungry, and so on, and the desperation and just the focus on ultimately survival is coming to the fore, then we think that the privacy and dignity that should be accorded to them is something that persons should be mindful of. Not everything needs to be portrayed. Not every item that is handed out you need to be showing the persons who are receiving them.
She insists support must always be provided in ways that protect children's dignity.
In circumstances such as these, child safeguarding principles really take a back seat. So yes, we're welcoming volunteers, but are persons diligently and vigilantly screening these persons who are coming forward as volunteers? Who are they? Do they have any antecedents that would make us think twice? And then we can't forget, of course, the mental health issues that really attach to children in vulnerable circumstances and how compounded these issues are for them if they're not getting the support to help them cope with the issues that they face.
The Office of the Children's Advocate is urging members of the public to report instances of children's rights violations immediately. You can reach them through their office at 876-948-1293 or 876-822-4428 or contact the nearest police station. Omari Wilson, CVM News.
We lost everything. That desperate cry, this time from two single fathers in Westmoreland who say they've been unable to provide for their children after losing their houses and personal belongings during the hurricane. Amoy Harriet has their story.
Barrington Davis is a handyman who lives along Darling Street in Savannah-Lamar, Westmoreland. His son here with him, Jordan, turned 6 last month, but his birthday was not so happy. Mr. Davis, who has 2 other sons and a daughter, lost his home in the hurricane. With nowhere to go, he's been forced to build a makeshift shelter to keep his family safe as he tries to get back on his feet.
We stay down in bottom, we back down there, understand? Stay down in bottom. How many of you are actually in that section? My daughter, 6 away. 6 away down in bottom, 6 away.
And despite his own losses, Mr. Davis has been helping others around him to pick up the pieces left behind by the storm.
Me just want to help people. Not charge, just walk around and help people build up back them thing. And cause me skill, you know, sir. Me just skill, man. Me bake, me can do carpenter work, me can do mason work, can fix up fan and look or something there. But street storm now, you know, say rough. Me just walk around and help. And if I want to give me a little thing, I take it.
Now, like Mr. Davis, Landell Douglas is a single father living in Westmoreland. He has 2 sons. They're now homeless.
I was at work at the time when it's happened, and when I leave work and go around there, there's nothing to see, everything just demolished. TV gone, bed gone, fridge gone, stove gone, all furniture gone.
For these fathers, the struggle isn't just rebuilding, but also providing every meal, every moment of care to their children, despite now having to pour from an empty cup.
My 4 cup damaged with 100 chicken inside.
So you lost your chickens?
And the rabbit.
And you lost rabbits?
Yeah.
Everything gone?
Everything gone.
The men are appealing for help as they rebuild not just their homes, but stability for their children.
Just if me can get a little food till we strong up and me start work good, me alright, boss. Just that me want.
Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
There's a mixed picture of crime coming out of Clarendon. While murders have seen a significant decline compared to last year, the police say another worrying trend is emerging. Our reporter Akeem Orit has the details.
There's a notable dip in major crimes in the parish of Clarendon, with murders down significantly compared to the same period last year. From January 1 to December 6, the parish has recorded 36 murders, a sharp fall from 64 in 2024. But even as the murder rate declines, the Clarendon Police Division warns petty larceny is on the rise, posing a growing threat to farmers and rural communities. Speaking at Thursday's Clarendon Municipal Corporation meeting, Inspector Graham Evangelist says the situation is becoming increasingly dangerous.
A lot of persons are going out here to hunt the highlands. So therefore we have incorporated our territorial officer to look across with the communities, to partner with all the farmers WhatsApp group so that we send out alerts and to put in that hybrid level of that fear of security.
He notes that criminals involved in these thefts are now moving with high-powered rifles, forcing the police to ramp up their security posture across the parish.
These persons carry big guns, and these big guns also impact upon our level of security, move off into murders, and also the hospital have a lot of work to do with these things when the shooting occur. So it is for the council members to let their divisions know that the police is here to assist.
With the Christmas season in effect, Inspector Evangelist says law enforcement will maintain a strong operational presence, bolster community engagement, and intensify targeted crime-fighting strategies to keep the downward trend in murders while tackling emerging threats.
We will increase our visibility in the townships right across the parish to increase that level of security by putting in an hybrid method of policing strategies. This is a combination of what we call both overt and covert policing operational activities. So the citizens of this lovely parish will see their police in the spaces, dominating the spaces using the flashing lights, police and motorcycles in vehicles, walking through the shopping districts to let citizens see that Clarendon is the place to live, work, and to retire.
I am Akeem Oret for CVM News.
Now, amid ongoing pileup of garbage in town centres and Main Street, councillors in Westmoreland are calling on the new Western Parks and Market Regional Operations Manager for a speedy clean-up. In Savannah, Lamar and other communities, the councillors argue garbage heaps are growing. Crystal Williams tells us more.
I have reported it over and over again.
During the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation's monthly meeting held on Thursday, Councillor for the Negril Division, Arthel Colley, says he is faced with the serious challenge of old abandoned vehicles being left along the roadways.
For months now, there's a truck parked there with gold medal. After I spoke about it at a meeting, at the EAC meeting in April, and today, nothing.
Councillor for the Savannah Lamar Division of Westmoreland, Julian Chang, reiterates that the damage caused to the roadways by the recent hurricane is one factor that hinders this process. Councillor Chang also questioned the management of garbage in Savannah Lamar markets since the passage of the hurricane.
So, Mr. Jones, you have the skips on hand, and when can we expect them?
Newly promoted Western
We do apologize for the abrupt end to that report. We'll take a break, but we'll be right back.
TGIS Reloaded at courts on December 12 to 14 with up to 80% off store-wide. Shop on credit and pay us in February 2026. 3 days of massive deals. Conditions apply.
This season is the time. Digital is gifting smile. Gift a smile, gift a smile, gift a smile. Digicel is gifting smiles this season. 64 lucky customers will win $250,000 cash, and the third two getting $50,000 in groceries. You can also win Samsung tablets, furniture vouchers, and so much more. Gift this far, you can keep your prize, or we give all our partners to someone who really needs a smile. This season isn't just about winning, it's about making sure everybody good. Cash Digital in your community, bringing gifts and good cheer to keep you smiling into the new year.
TGIS Reloaded at courts on December 12 to 14 with up to 80% off store-wide. Shop on credit and pay us in February 2026. 3 days of massive deals. Conditions apply.
An unstoppable force meets an immovable object. St. Elizabeth Technical welcomed Dintil Technical to their school grounds, with the winner assured a place in the semi-finals of the Issa da Costa Cup. The loser could be left looking over their shoulder as Clarendon College and Christiana Chase. That's Stets versus Dintil Technical in a da Costa Cup quarter-final showdown. Live from St. Elizabeth Technical High School, Saturday, December 13, with kickoff at 3 p.m. only on CVM TV, CVM Television Jamaica on YouTube, and CVM-TV.com.
So glad you stayed with us. Now, with almost all emerging human infectious diseases in recent times traced to animals, it's being argued in order to provide adequate healthcare, food and water for a growing global population, health professionals and their related disciplines and institutions must work as one. People, pets, animals, tamed or wild, all exist in one broad space, the environment. Therefore, basic necessities to include water, food, safety and health are not for one but for all. The COVID-19 pandemic was one health threat which required a multi-sectoral approach from varying levels of the society, and the rising cases of leptospirosis since Hurricane Melissa has prompted another loud call from the medical and veterinary experts.
One Health is huge. Almost anything you can think about. The planet, health, diseases, ecosystems, environment, it's all under One Health. And we need it. It's a prescription that we need to fill for our survival.
One Health is internationally recognized as an integrated unifying approach to balance and optimize health, as well as predict, detect and respond to global threats. And Dr. Paul Cadogan, a veterinarian and former secretary of the Jamaica Veterinary Medical Association, says since 2018, the association, along with the Caribbean College of Family Physicians, Jamaica chapter, have been binding together the grassroots of the medical, veterinarian and environmental communities.
So that when we get to the point where we can get the government to do their part in implementing a One Health platform for governance to ensure that it works at that level, we already have the country ready.
Despite a major shift in international aid, there seems to be a consensus the time is right to ring the bell and get going.
What we want to see now is that the government follows through, because last year October, there was a strategic visioning workshop held. It was, funded by USAID, but since then we're not sure what has happened. And even if USAID is no longer in play, we can do this ourselves and we can get support. There's a lot of support to be gained internationally, even South-South support.
So with human-animal bond growing in Jamaica and shared disease, another thing we have in common, is he hopeful about government's response to One Health?
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am, because that process was started. We need more incorporation of One Health into the curricula of the various disciplines. It's already in veterinary medicine. It is integrating more into human medicine, but the other allied professions as well, public health professionals, environmental professionals, social science professionals, etc., need to be more aware to be part of this movement, because we all need each other to get the best outcomes in this current climate that we have.
Curlin Brown, CVM News. It was a heartwarming moment for a man known to many on the street, struggling for years with limited mobility and financial strength. Well, with help from a local journalist, an early Christmas wish has come true for him. More from our reporter Omari Wilson.
This time of year is filled with bright lights, celebrations, and the spirit of giving. But for Jocelyn Coote, it brought something even more meaningful. After years of struggling to move efficiently and effectively, along with the financial strains of repair, the festive season delivered a gift he never expected.
Almost 2 years. But I keep on after spend money on it to fix it up.
The donation came through a partnership between Juicy Patties and the Custos of Clarendon, Edith Chin, who says Jocelyn's daily struggles could not be ignored, especially at a time when compassion should shine brightest.
His story deeply moved us, and today, Juicy Patties, in collaboration with Custos Chin, are honored to present him with a wheelchair, which is a mobility aid aimed at enhancing your life and accessibility.
For Jocelyn, who has been on the streets with limited mobility, the gesture brought overwhelming relief, especially when he reflects on his days on the streets.
Well, on the road it's wicked, but I have to just try my best. Sometimes people talk to your way and deal with their way, but you just tell them thanks and gone and argue with them. Sometimes all the bike man, they want to lick you down, and the car man, they want to lick you down, but I pay them no mind.
As Jocelyn rose into the festive season with renewed freedom, his journey is reminding others that kindness is the true engine of Christmas. Omari Wilson, CVM News.
For a look now at what's coming up in sports, here's Ronaldo Adams.
Good evening, Curlin, and good evening, viewers. So, of course, today was schoolboy football action right here on CVM TV, and we featured Eltham High School as well as Calabar. Eltham defeated Calabar 2-1, but Calabar were already defeated. Well, they're already eliminated from the Manning Cup, so now they will be going into the Walker Cup. Eltham will be going into the semi-finals of the Manning Cup. And of course, today is Friday, which means we will have the winner's edge with Rohan Daly. And what are you looking forward to the most?
Not the soup.
Not the soup? Wow, okay, surprised me right there. But of course, we'll have much more in sports this evening.
See you around a bit later. You stay where you are. We'll be right back after this.
Here's another tip from Hawkeye to help you secure the season. The holiday season is a busy time for shopping, and it is easy to get distracted by crowds, sales, and festive displays. One of the simplest ways to stay safe is to stay alert and aware of your surroundings. Keep children close and within sight at all times. Holding hands or assigning an older child to stay with younger ones can help prevent accidents or getting separated in crowded spaces. Always keep your personal belongings secure. Backpacks, purses, and shopping bags should remain close to your body and zippered or fastened. Be mindful of strangers who may be acting suspiciously, and trust your instincts if something feels off. By staying aware, you can enjoy shopping without unnecessary stress. Paying attention to your environment, keeping your family together, and securing your items can make a big difference in having a safe and happy holiday shopping experience. This has been your Secure the Season tip from Hawkeye.
TGIS Reloaded at Courts on December 12 to 14 with up to 80% off store-wide. Shop on credit and pay us in February 2026. 3 days of massive deals. Conditions apply.
The rivalry is back and the stakes are sky high. This December, the Sunshine Girls storm into London to face England's Vitality Roses in a two-match Horizon Netball Series. And the CVM TV brings you every explosive second live. 2 teams, 2 battles, 1 island battered but never broken. Saturday, December 13 and Sunday, December 14 at 9 a.m. Speed, passion, power. Sunshine Girls versus Vitality Roses. See it happen live only on CVM TV and CVMTV.com. Horizon Netball Series brought to you by Water, Best Dressed Chicken, and Burger King.
Celebrate being together with a KFC Festive 9 bucket for $4,500. The time by KFC is
7:30.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's time for the Business Report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to share with you in the Business Report today, relating to how Jamaica's commercial and industrial real estate sector is responding to the call for the acceleration of infrastructural development as a means of resilience in the wake of Hurricane Melissa. A transformative 55-acre logistics and industrial development, initially intended to begin at the start of 2026, instead broke ground on December 9, a progression that bore the watermark of dynamism associated with the rising influence of the Cygnus Real Estate Finance team, represented by David Cummings, VP and Head of Real Estate and Project Finance at Cygnus Capital, in his address to those gathered at the future location of the Lakes Pen Industrial Park in Lawrencefield, St. Catherine.
The project itself is designed on 55 acres in total, with 46.4 of the acreage being saleable by the time you subtract for the roads and other infrastructure, leaving us with 34 service lots, ranging between 1 and 3 acres. Some of the unique development features include a 2.4 meter or 8 feet, depending on your weights and measures, a 2.4 meter tall boundary wall with anti-climb security spikes on top to make this a secure, gated industrial park. Another important design feature will be an underground electrical distribution system, which, as Hurricane Melissa has just shown us, will become a distinct business continuity advantage for those businesses housed here. Let me hasten to add that this was always a feature of our design.
The location also has a 70,000-gallon reserve water tank and 2 large retention ponds to store rainwater.
The total development cost for this project is in excess of $20 million United States dollars, and China Harbor will be employing approximately 100 persons during the project.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness praised the project for its significance to national recovery and long-term growth during his keynote address.
That though we were struck by the worst hurricane to have hit us, most devastating, we can stand here today and say that business continues. Cygnus is breaking ground on a 55-acre property to develop a logistics operation that will add value and dimension to Jamaica's logistics aspiration. Business continues in Jamaica. all of this area will become the logistics node that supports the port. Yes, and we are confident that we have made the right decisions about the approvals, supporting with the urban renewal tax break through the UDC, the development of the road. We will be rehabilitating the rail to get you straight into the port. All of these decisions are going to ensure that all of this area, the Caymanas area coming into Portmore, will be one very powerful logistics hub. Jamaica was considered the case study of debt reduction. Now we are going to be considered the case study of reconstruction and resilience building after disaster.
For Beresford Gray, President and CEO of Cygnus Capital, it's also an opportunity to demonstrate the burgeoning domestic capabilities in the region's alternative investment ecosystem, in part pioneered by the Cygnus Group.
We are making this investment because Cygnus believe that Jamaica should actually lead and champion the logistic infrastructure space in the Caribbean. Hurricane Melissa shake up a lot of things in the West, and we are very sympathetic to that. But I stand here today to say that it did not shake the confidence that Cygnus and our investors has in Jamaica and our opportunities. One of the things that Cygnus challenge ourselves to do is to really bridge the gap such that capital can flow frictionlessly into these opportunities. The goal of Cygnus is to become the leading alternative investment manager in the Caribbean, which I believe at over $700 million US dedicated to alternative investment today, and soon to be $1 billion, I think we have achieved that goal.
The Lakes Pen facility now forms a significant demonstration of that ambition. The handover of lots at the Lakes Pen Industrial Park is anticipated in the summer of 2027.
As we turn this first shovel of earth, we do more than begin construction. We declare our shared belief in what collectively we can achieve. This industrial park will be a place where ideas are transformed into opportunity, where local and foreign entities and talent will fuel their ambition, and where new partnerships will take root and flourish. Let today stand as a reminder that progress is not built by chance, but by people willing to imagine something better and work together to make it real.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crossgill.
To news overseas now, U.S. forces have seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Footage released by the U.S. government showed armed soldiers boarding the vessel, which Attorney General Pamboni says was used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela. And Iran, Caracas denounced the action, calling it an act of international piracy. Here's more from the BBC.
The Trump administration posted this video of the seizure of the skipper off the coast of Venezuela on Wednesday. In the video, we can see troops descending down onto the deck of the vessel from helicopters. The US said it had been sanctioned due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. Now, this all comes amid intense speculations about what the US's increasing military presence in the Caribbean means for Venezuela. Now, we've confirmed that this oil tanker in the video is the skipper because we can see the letters and numbers visible in the footage match